All right, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? How's it going? It's Els here. As you guys know, today's Monday. Monday is PTS patch notes when they come out, right before they come out with PTS. So this is going to be the fourth version. The last patch, they started doing things incrementally. So a few patches ago, they just dropped everything on us, and then they made adjustments to those things all at the same time. Now it's like they'll address Cyrodiil, and then they'll address like Wardens and Nightblades, and the next week it'll be Sorks and whatever. So I don't know what's in these yet. I saw one, and then I was like, oh yeah, I should probably stream this. So let's dive into it. Once again, I'll be going over the PvP stuff. These are all subject to change, guys, if they're bad, or if you think that they're bad. You know, if we provide good feedback to them, they adjust it more often than not. So yeah. Let's go through here. Scale Collar Peak. Alliance War and PvP Battlegrounds. You'll no longer be able to negate damage from Chaos Ball effects. Okay. Player characters can once again be interrupted while picking up relics, even if they are CC immune. Perfect. Warden, Animal Companions. Feral Guardian. Fixed an issue where the Guardian's Wrath and Guardian Savagery special attacks from this ability and its morphs could not hit some large monsters such as St. Olms. Okay. And the best one that I saw that made me want to turn this on, Dive, which is Cutting Dive, and then the other one for magic classes. The damage from this ability and its morphs can now be dodged. Wardens no longer have undodgeable birds, guys, so hooray. I'm pretty excited about that. That needed to happen. I'm personally not a fan of unblockable, undodgeable skills. I think you should always have an option, and taking away that option from certain builds is just kind of silly. So I like that. Winter's Embrace, Frozen Retreat. The Frozen Gate morph fixed an issue where the synergy from this morph would fail to teleport you if you had an ally targeted with your reticle. Okay. Combat Balance, block and dodge rule sets. We've updated, oh my gosh. Okay, let's go through this. We've updated several abilities so they better adhere to our block and dodge mechanics. The system is set up to be intuitive. Attacks on the ground such as fire or caltrops cannot be blocked or dodged. We also want dodging to be useful during some instances, and blocking to be useful at other times. The rule set is as follows. Attacks that can be blocked but not dodged. AoE explosions such as radial sweep, spear shards, initial hit, or drain power. That makes sense. It's an AoE. You can block it, but you can't dodge roll an AoE. You know, it's an AoE. So beam attacks such as radiant destruction, lightning staff, or soul strike. You can't dodge those. Okay, that's always been the case. So good to know. Attacks that can be blocked, that cannot be blocked or dodged. Damage on the ground such as Wall of Elements, caltrops, or lightning splash. Okay, so ground-based AoEs you cannot block and tank through it. It'll just eat damage. Okay, I mean you can get out of it. It's a ground-based AoE. I'm okay with that. Effects that are on or inside a player character such as Daedric Curse or Backlash. Damage over time effects. See that? This is bullshit. Like, I'm sorry, I completely disagree with this. Like, you could make this unblockable, or you can make it undodgeable, but you shouldn't just give any class an ability that goes through anything. It's ridiculous. As a dodge rolling stam Nightblade, you always get hit with curse. And I hit, on my Sork, I hit Nightblades with like 11 to 13k curses. With that one skill, I take away half their health. And they cannot block it, and they cannot dodge it. It is just what happens. It is completely unbalanced in that way. If you want to make it unblockable, and they always do that damage, fine, you know, but you better make it dodgeable, or vice versa. You know, what's the counter to Daedric Curse for a player that wants to run high damage? You know, what the only counter is don't take damage. You know, that's ridiculous. So I don't like that at all. I think that's stupid. So attacks that can be dodged but not blocked. Secondary effects that penetrate blocks, such as damage over time from Sunfire, um, the surprise attack, armor debuff, or the snare from low/snare. Note, block continues to provide stun immunity, so it will stop a secondary effect like the stun from Stone Fist. Okay. Exceptions to these rules will be stated in each ability's tooltip, such as Fire Grip, which cannot be dodged or reflected. Alright. I get that these are the rules. I totally understand that. And the rules overall are not bad, except for when you start getting exceptions like this. I have no problem with unblockable but dodgeable skills. I have no problem with blockable but undodgeable skills. I just have a problem when it's both. Like it's silly. Both these skills hit really hard too. Like backlash can hit very hard depending on how much max stats you have, and the fact that it's unblockable and undodgeable is just kind of ridiculous. So yeah. General, adjusted length of time. Bosses are immune to the off-balance debuff to 15 seconds, previously 15 to 20 seconds. We want to make it easier to predict when the off-balance debuff will occur. Since off-balance is typically random, this will reduce the number of random factors surrounding the frequency of off-balance occurrences. The predictability will make it easier to respond to off-balance with a specific high damage ability or a heavy attack. Okay, so they've been tweaking off-balance. When characters are off-balance, you can now restore more resources with a heavy attack. Off balance also allows you to do 10% more damage. So if you can time this off balance with like your Destro ulti or your standard or whatever, you're going to do more damage. And reducing this cooldown allows you to, as I said, predict when it's going to happen. So all of a sudden, your tank will probably be watching off balance, or keeping a timer on off balance, and he'll say, okay, well, off balance is up now, guys. It'll be up here. Somebody pop their Warhorn, and then you'll have off balance. You'll have your Warhorn, and then you'll be able to drop your ultis, and then that'll give you a lot more damage in that period of time. Standardize off balance across the game so that all applicable abilities and procs apply the effect for 5 seconds. This will unify the off-balance mechanic into a consistent experience. You now have the same amount of time to take advantage of a target being off-balance regardless of which ability activated the effect. Okay. Synergies now have a 20-second cooldown for each individual synergy, reduced cooldown from 30 seconds. Okay, so Alcast talked about this. He's been playing the PTS, and he basically said that the cooldown was too long because there wasn't enough synergies. So I'm going to go with Alcast on this. I have no opinion because I haven't played it, but if that's what he's saying, that it needs to be lowered, I'll go with him. So in order to better support our fast-paced combat, we reverted synergy cooldown back to 20 seconds. This also means players utilizing synergies such as Spear Shards can expect the same rate of return they are accustomed to. Perfect. Dragon Knight, Ardent Flame, Searing Strike. The initial direct damage from this building's morphs can now be blocked and dodged. Okay, so this is Venomous Claw or the Magica one. Whatever. I can't remember, but this is the one that the Magical one heals you. This is the other one this is a very high damage over time effect, but it has an initial burst, so they changed that a little bit. Nightblade, Assassin's Blade, the damage from this ability, its morphs can now be blocked and dodged. Okay. Templar, Dawn's Wrath, Solar Barrage, Solar Flare, the damage from this morph can now be blocked, but cannot be dodged. Okay, so Solar Barrage is the one that gives you Empower. It's the AoE around you. So when you activate it, it kind of puts you in an AoE mode. It makes sense that it can be blocked, but it cannot be dodged because it is an AoE. You can't dodge Destro ulti when you're in it. You can't dodge a tick. This is the way it's always been, so it makes sense that this falls in line with that. Weapon, Two-Handed Cleave, the initial direct damage from this ability, its morphs can now be blocked, but cannot be dodged. It's an AoE, so it makes sense. One-Handed Shield, Low Slash, reduce the duration of the snare applied by this ability. Its morphs to 4 seconds from 12 seconds. Awesome. Powerful snares should have a short duration, while weaker snares should have a long duration. Low Slash fell outside of this rule set and needed to be adjusted. We have plans to do more comprehensive pass on snare durations in the future. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, we don't like the snares, so. Dual Wield, Whirlwind. The damage from this ability, its morphs cannot be blocked, but cannot be dodged. Alright. Vampire. You can no longer cast the materialized attack from this morph while in midair. Interesting. Okay. Nightblade Assassination, Relentless Focus, the Grim Focus Morph. Fix an issue where rank 4 of this morph is generating multiple stacks of the Merciless Resolve buff for a single light or heavy attack. Oh, I wish I wish I knew that. I wasn't getting that myself. Siphoning, Strife. Fix an issue. Strife is Swallow Soul or Funnel Health. Fix an issue where the heal over time from this ability and its morphs would still apply to you, even if the enemy dodged the attack. Huh. Okay. One Hand and Shield, Low Slash. Fix an issue where the snare from this ability and its morphs could be blocked. Alright. Alliance War Assault, Razor Caltrops. Fix an issue where the initial direct damage for this morph had a radius of 12 meters instead of the intended 8 meter radius. Okay. Item sets. Curse of the Doilmish. This proc from this item set now only occurs on heavy attacks from melee weapons. Damn it. So this is the new heavy armor bit set where if somebody is stunned or if they are snared, or sorry, if they are stunned or if they are immobilized, you can do like 12k physical damage, 12k more physical damage on a heavy attack. And so I was thinking about utilizing this with a bow where I drop a trap, dodge roll around a corner, charge up a heavy attack, whoever hits the trap, heavy attack, weapon swap, crit rush, you know, it's just a lot of burst. That's how I was going to use it. You could also, at that point in time before they change this, you could probably use Magnum Shot as well because that's a stun. So you could do Magnum Shot and then a heavy attack, which was probably a bit much, to be honest. Since you're at range, you can charge that heavy attack pretty easily. There's not much they can do about it. Like they have to, once they're stunned, they have to dodge roll or block right away, or else it's just a shit ton of damage. So melee weapons, good to know. But that now also means that Destro staffs can't use it, right? So Destro staffs can't utilize this, which is too bad. So it's more of just a Stam class build, which it was physical damage. It mostly was anyways, but they have one piece in the Doilmish that's like Magicka and Stamina, so it was like they were trying to make it for both, and then it was physical damage. So it looked like they were trying to make it for both, and then it just didn't work out that way. Item sets, Thurvokin. Fixed an issue where the damage from this item set's proc was being mitigated against the enemy spell resistance instead of their physical resistance. Okay. Zahn, fix an issue where the damage from this item's proc would break enemy Nightblades out of Shadow Cloak. Fun. Fix an issue where the damage from this item set's proc was not increasing properly with every tick. Fix an issue where the tooltip from this item set was not updated to its new proc conditions. Alright. Alliance War and PvP. Once you reach level 10, you will now be able to use Alliance War Activity Finder regardless of your champion rank. Alright. Art and animation. Larger noises on male characters. Okay. Crafting and economy, exploration and itemization, housing, UI. Alright, well I guess that's the end of the patch notes. So all in all, they're very good. They, you know, getting rid of these snares or reducing these snares I think is a good thing to have. There's just a lot of snares in the game, so reducing all of them to where you will always be snared, but it's not going to nearly be as bad as it once was. I like that. I like the change to Doilmish. I think it's a good change. However, you know, it kind of sucks that Magicka classes can't use it. I mean, you have to run dual wield in order to pull it off, and at the end of the day, I mean, you absolutely can, like on a Magicka DK with Talons. You know, like a dual wield or a sword board. It's just, you know, taking away that set from. All in all, I think it's a good change, I guess. It's just, I would just take away the Magicka and Stamina aspect of it that it says that it has. That way, people just know, okay, this is a physical, you know, this is a physical thing. So, yeah, overall, it's good. Undodgeable birds no longer exist, which is awesome. Like this, once again, I thought that was a BS skill. So it being able to be dodged is great. I still, the only thing that I have a gripe with is this right here. And this is the way Curse has always been. So, I mean, Curse has always been this way, so it's not like it's changing. I just think it should change. So, That's my point of view. So let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.